Yeah, everything should be good here. At least I think I'm live, right? I am indeed live, okay. Alright, let's just hope I can actually aim. I'm live now? Alright, if I'm live now, that must mean we're beginning BioShock. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm Ecdycis, and I can give a lot of introductions in a moment. I think we should just hop straight into it, because we're going to have a decent chunk of time with us here. We have about 5 minutes of opening cutscenes, so we'll get to know each other very quick during this time. Anyway, though, this is the classic BioShock, one of the best shooting games ever made, so let's get started. The timer will start once we hit this loading screen right here, so if we're ready to count it down, we can do that under Crash Site. So I'll just hop into it nice and quick, and then I'll kind of go over the basics here. Okay. If you guys are ready to count it down, I'll count it down. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, anyway, this is BioShock, and we're actually going to start our first skip almost immediately. We're going to just swim through the fire, because this is much faster than having to go all the way around the obstacles. We can just swim through fire and we'll be fine. But the whole reason why I'm kind of just delaying the openings is because as much as I want to talk about BioShock, I can do that during all this, because we have about 4 minutes to talk before we do anything else. This run will be pretty intense. We saw BioShock Infinite the other day. This run's pretty different from that. And while I'm going, I'll also give you guys a nice little intro. I'm Ecdycis. I'm a horror speedrunner. BioShock is one of the major horror first-person shooters based off System Shock. We all know it. Andrew Ryan, the ANCAP Society, all that fun stuff. It's going to be a fun run, guys, and we're going to have a good time. We're also going to do another glitch right now. Instead of riding in the bathysphere, I'm just going to do this. And I am going to ride on top of it, because we have lungs of steel. Here we go. See? We can look all around, and we're going to be chilling out for about 5 minutes now. We're also going to be having our Andrew Ryan dialogue coming up shortly. The whole introduction to Rapture. And if you're wondering what this does, this saves 3 seconds throughout the run. Only 3. But it's also funny to do because we can look around. Because you want to see all the water? Hello. We can see everything here. There really isn't too much yet, but we get a lot of shooting coming up. And I love this speech. I love everything Andrew Ryan has to say. He's a pretty inspirational man, not gonna lie. I don't know about you guys, but I love Andrew Ryan. And I never get tired of listening to this speech either. The subtitles are definitely on, I'll tell you that much. And we are going to pretty much just ride down right now. This is the one downside of this game. Considering that we have to wait about 5 minutes per run, downtime in between runs if you want to attempt, it's pretty rough, and the first chapter in general is a bit interesting. Also, being on top of the bathysphere, we're going to notice some weird stuff. That school of fish has just stopped moving entirely. We're going to see a whale who he's kind of just paid to move a certain amount, then he stops. Rapture looks pretty barren when you're looking, like, not in the bathysphere. And we're going to notice this as we go. There'll be a lot more action coming up, obviously, but we're not going to have that until we actually get to the end of the bathysphere here. And here's the whale I was talking about. We have a whale, we have Mr. Bubbles, or Mr. B. And the whale here is swimming, but instead of looking this way, I'm going to look at the whale. And you'll notice this whale has just stopped moving entirely, and he no longer wants to move. He kind of just had the movement up until there, and then he decided he's just going to chill out and just wait there the entire time. He's still waiting there, in fact. The whale doesn't move for the rest of the run. If you enjoy that whale, I apologize. He's not going to be moving. And anyway, like I mentioned, that saves roughly about 3 seconds. So it's pretty good there. And we have another little wait, and it's kind of just building the ambience of Rapture. If you don't know the gist of BioShock, it's the underwater city where the man can do what the man wants to do. The scientist can probe people, the artist can kill people. Really, it's the ANCAP Society that the, I guess, libertarians dream of. Anyway, we're going to watch a little cutscene here, and then we'll actually get into the game. And we actually have an interesting skip that happens right at the beginning. There's a lot of them, like just right in Welcome to Rapture. And we're going to do a few things in terms of abusing cutscenes here. We're going to have a cutscene come up, and I'm going to hopefully skip it. No promises, but ideally we'll be skipping this cutscene. Not this one, but the one coming up, because it saves a lot of time, and the way the game's going to interact will also be a bit weird. Anyway, we have to wait for her just to kind of mess up her bathysphere here. Don't worry, she's not going to break it. I mean, she'll probably break the ceiling a bit, but that's about it. Let's see, there's the damage. There's more damage. She's kind of just putting dents in it, but she's really not doing much more than that. Oh, there we go, there's the dents. The electricity dents. And then she kind of just gives up and goes away after, like, what, 3 seconds? I mean, to be fair, she did a good job, but it's not quite working. And then we can actually get in here. Alright, now we can actually begin the run. Also, for you BioShock fans who have FFZ, I actually do have one BioShock emote. It's a Big Daddy, and, I mean, it's just angry, but it's not really much more than that. And let's go. Now the game is officially starting. After 5 minutes approximately, we can start the run. Early game, we're not going to have a weapon. It's going to be a bit of walking, but we'll hit our first major fight. We don't get a gun until about 7 minutes in, and right now we're about 5. So it's going to go a couple minutes without a gun. I know we haven't really fired any shots yet, but don't worry. Here's our shots fired. I don't know. How many was that? Like 6? That was like, what, 12? I'm not going to be able to count it because I'm practically enumerate, but we'll figure this out. And we get a nice crowbar, or the not crowbar, because this isn't Half-Life, this is BioShock. And really, this is always one of my favorite games of all time. I'm going to beat this man up, 1-2, give him the 1-2 combo, and we're going to do a little glitch up the stairs. Now, I'm too lazy to watch cutscenes, and they take too long. If you watch BioShock Infinite, it was chock full of cutscenes. We're not doing that here. We don't do that here. So I'm going to save the game. I'm going to load the game. Instead of watching this cutscene, I'm just gonna hop away. Because I don't have the time to watch it, and I really don't. Come on, let's go. There we go. And we're just gonna do this instead. And now I'm gonna be bunny hopping my way through this level. And the reason I have the bunny hop is since I skipped that massive cutscene that just has us lying down on the ground while people stare at us, it's gonna try pulling me back into it to force us to watch it. However, I don't want to watch it because this is not BioShock Infinite. This is BioShock 1. So I'm going to just keep bunny hopping, and this ultimately will save a lot more time. However, I'm going to have to be jumping kind of like this and just making sure I can have good movement here. I'm going to spawn in a slicer right now. Ooh, spooky. Spawn him over here. Hit him with the... I almost missed the first shot. Hit him with lightning. Hit him with the wrench. Really is the way you go. If you meet strange men in the street, you should really just be bashing them with your wrench and your lightning. Now, if you don't have lightning firing out of your hands, invest in a taser. Really the best idea. Although, we may have bigger problems than that with Man on Fire. I don't remember who was in that movie, but it happened. And now we just enter the elevator. Bunny hop in. He's kind of just going to chill here. But this has been pretty good timing so far. And again, we're only going to be bunny hopping for this chapter. It's only going to affect us until we load into the next chapter. The game has roughly about, like, what? About 10 or so chapters, 11. And Welcome to Rapture is arguably the slowest because of that intro. We're about to get our first gun, though, and we all really know what we're going for. We're going for some shots being fired. So let's go get that. The next one is also kind of awkward. And also, we're just going to steal a gun because finding one elsewhere would be too rough. Going to beat her up, stake her baby, and just keep bunny hopping through. It's a bit of an awkward hallway to bunny hop through because if you get caught on anything, you aren't going to be able to keep the bunny hopping going. There's a few strategies for this bunny hopping, by the way. I use the spacebar because I'm inefficient, but a lot of people use the scroll wheel. I'm going to do another one of these cutscene skips because they're going to ask me to put away my weapons, but I'm not going to do that. Because why in the world would I want to put away my weapons for anybody here? This isn't the kind of society we live in. We live in another society where I'm not putting away my weapons. But by skipping that cutscene, I'm able to break down the door that's coming up, or the lock, I should be saying. And it's going to let me just skip all this dialogue. Because he's going to ask me to lower my weapon, and I, again, don't want to do that. We're also going to murder her. Sometimes she has ammo, which is nice. She adds good luck. Alright, he beat him up. He had one Eve Hypo. And a lot of the times, you can just use the Eve Hypo to murder people in water, because it's easier that way. Most of the tricks in this game will come when you get to medical and get a lot more fun. This level is actually one of my favorites just because of the little technique we do here. You just have to fire him. Oh, can I shoot? Wow, I hit him like, what, 5 rounds? 4 rounds? Oh, fire. Lightning. Oh, wow, I can't shoot. Alright, they electrocuted themselves. There we go. I'll chill in this corner so I don't get pulled back the entire time. And we'll see an explosion over here, and I'm gonna electrocute whoever's right here. There we go. And now we can go over to medical. You have to kill 5 or else it's not gonna work for us. And I also don't want to watch, I want to watch as little cutscenes as possible. Watching any cutscenes is bad here. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to chill at the back area of this wall, and I'm just going to electrocute the door and open it myself. Kind of like that. And now we're in the medical pavilion. And medical is, we don't have to worry about the bunny hopping anymore. And now we can fully get into what BioShock is. Which is gunplay and plasmids. For plasmids, we're not going to really be using electrical bolt too much. Also, we have a little hacking minigame. If you like them, this is the only one, and I already know the answer. It's this, that, and we're done. That's the only hacking minigame we do. It's pretty intense, but we're not going to really worry about that too much. We're also playing on easy because it's much quicker to kill everything, and again, this is a speed run, so we want to be as efficient as possible. There's other categories, but easy will allow us to do most of the tricks and just be more efficient in everything. Most of these guys will be chopped down with the machine gun by just kind of burst firing it. I don't want to hold it down because it has a lot of recoil. Like, I've used machine guns in a lot of games, and this game has a ton of recoil for some strange reason. We also have to wait for this ghost, so it's usually good to get some kind of ammo. Alright, let's go. We're going to gather some more items, and I also want some armor-piercing rounds for later, because that'll help us out against the war against the machines later on. Apparently I also got anti-personal rounds, which don't really come up, but that'll be nice to have. Well, the random puzzles, so I want to go over that with the hacking puzzles really quick. The way that normally works is it has seeds, so whenever you start the game, it's decided on what seed you would get. The first time you start the game, it'll always be the same. We also got our first plasmid, which is Incinerate, which is going to be extremely important for a few reasons. I'm also having really good drops and really good AI. They're dying properly, I'm getting Eve hypos. And I want to make sure that you're not going to be here on the way back. There we go. Keep firing. And these guys are going to scale as the game goes on. They're not always going to be able to be one shot, but right now, they're going to die in 1 to 2 shots. We're going to pick up one tape for help us out later, and we're going to get levitation. Now, levitation's actually absolutely busted in this game. It's actually called telekinesis too, so fun fact there. And it's going to allow us to do a little trick that are called flings in a bit. Also, we just start taking their bodies and using them against each other. Because for some reason, telekinesis was absolutely busted in this game. They actually had to nerf it from the other BioShocks. Like, BioShock 2 is busted, BioShock, like, 3, they just don't even have telekinesis. It's not as fun. But here's how telekinesis is absolutely busted, and we're going to do a trick called the fling. Also, if I mess this up, we're going to be hearing that dialogue a lot. So, come on, can I do this? Give me the box. Give me a good box. Give me a good box. Okay, that should work. I'm going to step on top of the box. I'm going to quick save it for safekeeping. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leap over the wall, hopefully. I want to load it just so I can have the... Oh, come on. Sometimes this jump can take a bit. Oh, come on. I may have a bad position here. I may need to realign the box here. Yeah, I need to realign this box. Let's do that right now. I want it to be facing right about here, and then we just kind of step... box, excuse me. There we go. This is a better box. There. And then we're going to hit the ceiling multiple times. This trick either goes really good or really bad, depending on how we're playing. And for a marathon, you know this is going to go bad. Oh, come on. Like what, 8 more times? Okay, I'll just pull the box back a bit more. Oh, I'm going to get beat up right now. Hold on. Alright, stop that. I'd really not rather do this the normal way. Oh, come on. This is a bit sad because this box is not always the best. Let me just reload it. Oh, come on. Oh, damn it. Someone get the nurse. We're going to be hearing that a lot, by the way. How many times does it take me to get the box trick? Oh my god. Right there. Come here. Sometimes they spawn and you take too long, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Okay. Flip the box. Better. Step on the box. Save the game. And we're going to jump, and hopefully this doesn't take much longer. This is where I have a bit of safety time. I really hope it's not my FPS, because that might be the issue here. Oh, I'm almost up the wall. If it doesn't work, this would be sad. Yeah, it's not hopping up fast enough. There we go, finally. After, what, 27 tries? And I end up messing up the rest of it as well. We'll have to wait for a grenade, but at least we finally got it. Alright, hand me the grenade, and now I continue the rest of the run. Truly an amazing time here. And funny enough, actually 3 Steinmans spawn here. And the reason I had to land that jump is because I need the Vita Chamber not to activate. If you didn't notice, there's a Vita Chamber on the other side of that wall. We have another glitch we can do, but this one's not mandatory that we get it. The other one was a bit mandatory. I'm also going to damage myself because I don't want to be too high health for this fight. I did not get the glitch, but that's fine. I finally got it. So I actually managed to get the glitch, funny enough. I did hit him, and Steinman will die almost... Steinman, you're acting like a weird dude. Where'd his body go? Also, he died, but you can still hear him speak. What? Where? Oh, how did his body get all the way over there? That is some strange stuff. Well, we got this glitch actually, and now I can kill ourselves and go back to the beginning of the game. And I'm definitely hoping that is not a sign for the rest of the run. But the reason why we need to do this is now we can spawn back over here. If you remember this is where we got the telekinesis and the tape. I also want to do a bit of damage to myself. I don't want to do enough that it kills me, but I want to do enough that I'm not going to be invulnerable. Since we're on easy, it gives you a little bit of invulnerability frames whenever you hit low health. But I'm going to be able to die in this corner and simply move all the way back to the beginning of the level. There we go. And since we're back at the beginning of the level, it also has the end of the level. Right there. We just take that. Don't have to reload, and we can just do this as well. And that was Medical Pavilion. Medical Pavilion is a bit rough, but I have a better feeling about Neptune's Bounty. And there we go. Now we're going to be in Neptune's Bounty. And Neptune's Bounty is probably one of my favorite levels of this game. There's a lot that goes on to it. It has a little bit of everything, and we actually get our first... We get one of my first favorite fights. I think whenever you guys think BioShock, you think a certain character, you think a certain Big Daddy. We're actually going to have our first Big Daddy fight, and it's going to be a lot easier than you expect since you are playing on easy. And we're going to use mainly the machine gun and the telekinesis to take him down. This is also the one little sister we interact with. So I'm just going to do that, grab that, and just chop him down. I'm making sure I'm not just holding that down the entire time, because if I was just holding it down, it would keep recoiling. We also choose to save the little sister, because it is faster for a speedrun. You can harvest them, but it usually takes slightly longer. I also position myself so I can just run over here. I use the armor-piercing rounds on that, swap back, and we're going to get some nice bullet play here. And we're actually going to do a little bit of a dialogue skip right here. Instead of talking to the wall, I'm just going to throw this right there. And now we have the camera mission instead of having to wait for dialogue. Listening to Peach talk take way too long, so I just do that instead to give me the camera mission. And it will unlock doors for me, which is why we have to do that. I'm going to do another one of those flings, also known as the Bill Cosby Zim-Zam, and we are going to jump up here. But I need to hope the barrel cooperates. Come on, barrel. Give me a good position. Thank you. Please, barrel. Alright, that should be a good spot as long as it stays still. There we go. And I'm going to save it just in case. I want to be rather safe than sorry here. And then we're going to do this. Perfect. And that's how the jumps are usually supposed to go. They're a lot easier in certain areas, and certain objects are easier to jump off of. Personally, I believe the barrels are the easiest to jump off of, and right now we're just going to be advancing towards the camera. Because we need to take some pictures for Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man. Anyway, here we go. We're going to keep running through here, and we are going to have to take pictures of 3 spider splicers. Spider splicers are the toughest splicers in the game, but normally this mission's a lot harder than you'd think it would be. But since we already know what to do, it's not that hard because we get one picture here. Sometimes you get a double, so it never hurts to try. I did not get the double. It saves a little bit of time if you can get it, but I don't think I've ever got it in my life. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit of telekinesis action here. I'm going to grab this trash can, and I'm going to make this man into a trash can. And now he's dead. I'm also going to snap a picture of the spider splicer right there. Usually they want to hop away immediately, but since we know they're there, we can just snap the picture and run away. See? He hops away, but it doesn't matter because we already got our pictures. Now it doesn't, like, he's not going to be able to do anything about it. I want to chip my health a bit because I'm going to be wanting to die in a moment here, but I don't want them killing me because they are inefficient at killing me. And they'll kill me in the wrong areas. So we shoot him, I light myself on fire, I get my health of almost 1. There we go. And then I kill myself by jumping off. Oh, wait, hold on. That's close. Kill myself by jumping off this ledge. And I want to die here because it's going to bring me right over to Fontaine Fisheries. And there's a lot of uses to death warps. Now, I bet you're wondering, why did I pick up that tape from earlier? I hope you guys are excited to hear about the Germans, because I'm going to be doing that a lot. So tapes work in an interesting way here to where optional tapes will skip any mandatory tape, and mandatory tapes will prolong events. So I don't want mandatory tapes playing if I can avoid it. Also, I have to deposit my weapons, but I take in my grenade launcher, which according to, I guess, the NRA is not a weapon. You also can't take my grenade launcher away. Put this here. And we're going to start the fight again by listening to the Germans. Again, I really hope you guys are excited to hear about the Germans, because it's going to happen a lot during this run. Doing this saves us a lot of time throughout the run entirely. Also, this fight's pretty easy. You just bash him in the skull, and then take his body and bash his friend in the skull with his body. Really is the optimal way to fight. I mean, if you've never beat up one friend with another friend, are you truly living? We're also going to get the one weapons upgrade during this run, right here, grenade launcher damage. And grenade launcher damage is absolutely busted on this difficulty and for the speedrun. We're not going to have a lot of weapon upgrades. We could get them, but it's more optimal just to do this. All three of those is a really good Neptune's Bounty, and this is how the run's supposed to look. Medical Pavilion, but let's just think that didn't happen. I actually had to go to Medical Pavilion for my family's medicine, guys. I needed to, you know, just play with the box the entire time, all that fun stuff. Can you say you've never lived if you've never played with a box in your life? I remember when I was a boy, I was constantly just playing with boxes. Anyway, this section is mostly just hopping. We're going to have a very steep hill here, so I'm going to want to bunny hop it. Let's see if I get it. I did not get it. But if you just walk up the hill, it's very slow because you have to climb that very steep hill. And that's literally the whole reason for it. I don't know why, but it's just extremely steep and makes you run much slower. We're going to do another skip because, again, we don't want to watch any cutscenes, any dialogue. I think you guys, during this marathon, have watched enough of those. I'm going to make it so we don't have to watch those. So I'm going to talk to the Switch, I'm going to walk backwards, save the game, and I'm just going to mash the activation button and just walk out of here. Andrew Ryan wants to talk to us. I don't want to talk to Andrew Ryan. I think he said a bit too much, in fact. Also, I'm going to do a little fun thing here. I think we can interact with the sub right here. Let's try this out. Oh no! The sub! Moira! We killed Atlas's wife! How could we do this? What did you guys talk me into? I don't think Moira could hear him anymore. Atlas, I'm sorry. I didn't know you wanted your family to be alive. Anyway, that was Smuggler's Hideout. Normally I have to wait for a very long cutscene, but I don't want to wait for it. And I'd much rather blow up the sub myself, because Andrew Ryan... I mean, Andrew Ryan's really the good guy here. Do we really want Andrew Ryan taking the blame for that? We had to murder Moira and Patrick. It was absolutely necessary for the good of the land. So this is probably my hardest level in the game. I'm not a big fan of this level. It's a pretty fun level because we're going to skip this entire level. If you're ever playing the game casually, this is the part of the game where Andrew Ryan releases poison and he doesn't want you being alive. I guess that's all parts of the game, but it's especially this part. So, I don't want to do any of that, because that entire area is kind of annoying. So I'm going to take some pictures of the splicer so I can get a small speed boost. And I got sports boost pretty quickly, that's good. Move, thank you. I'm going to grab this box, and I'm just going to run away. Now, this box is going to be super important, and I want to make sure we can actually land the trick. I do have a safety save in place for this area, because the game could potentially ruin the box if I mess up, and I don't want that happening. The game has a lot of ways of messing up this area. And it's only this chapter in particular that has a lot of issues. Because the way this box works with the Bill Cosby Zim Zam Harry Potter maneuver, it's going to ruin the box. Because we can't step on it or fling off of it. So it's going to take a bit of work. And it's going to happen right here. Nobody's coming after me because I killed them. We have the bench here. And I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to do this. Hop on the box. And heal myself. And let's do this. There we go. And that was the glitch. Now I can just run here. And I skipped the entire chapter of Arcadia. The reason this works is I jumped over the trigger that would normally make you have to activate poison and deal with Andrew Ryan. Andrew Ryan. Also, I apologize to all of you right now. Personally, I have a major hard-on for Sandra Cohen. I don't know about you guys, but any type of crazy artist, just get at me. If you're a chick, crazy artist, get at me right now. But we don't get to watch Sandra Cohen because he's over there, and I want to just go straight to the bathysphere. Watch. Guys, look, there's the exit right there. We can go to Ecdycis right now. There's the bathysphere, right? I already packed my suitcase and everything. Oh, it's... Briefcase. Cooperate. What are you doing? Hold on, hold up. You're not cooperating. Stop that. Come here. There you go. Okay. So if you don't like Sandra Cohen, I'm sorry. I have to do this instead. Alright, so I'm going to walk on this wall and just hop down. And we're going to be in the water. Now, I'm going to go here because the game is a bit unique to where most of the level exits are the bathysphere. And you can actually go to the bathysphere. The bathysphere never left us, it's just invisible. So we can just go immediately to Ecdycis, which is the midpoint of the game. So we're about halfway through the game right now. That was actually pretty straightforward. And this is the area where we have to kill, or we have to get to Andrew Ryan's house. But the fling works basically by using the telekinesis to propel us up, and it just allows us to go to places that we wouldn't normally be able to go to. We'll see some more action with the fling coming up as well. Also, their charred bodies are now gone. I don't like these guys, so I like throwing a barrel at them. This entire chapter is arguably the most interesting in the game just because of how much action there is. I'd argue this is probably the most action-oriented chapter in the game that's very straightforward. There's another one that also has action, but I'm not a fan of that one personally. Oh, I missed the jump. It barely saves... Oh, come on. It barely saves time yanking the jump, but it's not the end of the world. And now we're going to have some more action with tapes. I mentioned a bit earlier that there is some tape action coming up, and tapes prolong events or end events. So we pick up the tape here, I'm playing it, but I'm playing another tape as well to skip that tape. Because the first tape's too boring to watch. All it says is, I had to go jungle style on that ape, Andrew Ryan. Now Andrew Ryan's going to call me a tree frog, which isn't entirely accurate. I'm known for wearing a frog suit whenever I do my horror speedruns because, I mean, I got it, so why wouldn't you? And we're going to start using the grenade launcher. I know I hyped it up earlier, so let's see it in action. Alright, they're dead immediately. I know you're thinking, oh, there must have been a tough fight. They pretty much immediately died. They stood no chance against me. They just ate grenade almost immediately. That's going to be happening a lot. I'm also going to be using a glitch where I just rapidly swap back and forth, and it's going to be making a rapid-fire grenade launcher. Check it out. I got 3 of them, and Big Daddy just kind of dies on his feet. The Big Daddy doesn't quite understand. He kind of just rammed into the wall and just suddenly died. Now, we're going to have one more Big Daddy fight, so don't you worry. This one's going to be much more difficult. He's going to be over here, and I'm just going to do this. Oh, I missed one of the grenades. That's fine. Wait, did he die? What? Okay, you died much sooner than I wanted you to, but I'm okay with that. Anyway, we're going to take his body to mock the little sister, and I'm just going to propel it over here and over there. I don't want them shooting me later on. 3 quick ones. I already know I'm getting the 111. And now we have to build an EMP. Because really, if you want to take down Andrew Ryan, your only goal is to nuke him. With, I guess, electricity or removal of power. You think he would install, like, windmills or something, given all the water down here. You can't really do a solar panel. I mean, I don't think that works underwater to my knowledge. I don't really have the best knowledge of solar panels in general. I could be wrong. But we have to gather some items. Also, the auto-hack tool gets used here. We picked it up earlier for the specific reason. And I want to die very soon. So we're going to do that in a brief moment here. I push the button, and I'm going to pick up that and kill myself right here. And again, I'm going to be dying because it's going to warp me back to the center of the map. And I want to warp back to the center of the map because this is the most ideal area in the game. Also, you're on. I hope these guys have seen the movie Man on Fire because I'm going to do it to them. There we go. And I'm going to also burn myself a bit. One more to do it. I'm not... Oh, don't hit me, please. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Alright, I had invulnerability frames. I wasn't too sure. I'd rather have a slightly delayed death than dying early, because now I got the item and we're going back to that bathysphere once again. But if you've noticed, I've gathered a few items while I've been going. The game carries on my progress whenever I die, and these Vita Chambers are going to allow me to just be in an optimal area, and we're pretty much going to be going back to that at least 1 or 2 more times. 2 more to be specific. Also, I'll just light this guy on fire because it's funny. It serves no good purpose. It's just funny more than... Oh, what? Excuse me? What are you doing? Alright, that should be fine. I really don't care about my health right now because I actually need to burn myself a bit anyway. I want to be almost dead. I don't want to die, but almost dead. Almost dead is good. Because I need to build the EMP. And here it is. The casing, and we had to gather a bunch of items, which we got all of them right now. There's actually a funny glitch you can do if you mess up, and the glitch involves Andrew Ryan kind of just upping his defenses like crazy. Also, I want to kill this guy because he's going to mess up my flings. You know, the Bill Cosby Zim Zam, the Harry Potter Loop de Zoop. It's going to mess it up because I'm using machine gun rounds. These don't have the best tops in the world, but it's okay. Here we go. This one's a bit tough, but I can always use barrels if I need to. And sometimes it does delay, which is a problem. There we don't go. I'll just use a barrel. It's a bit faster. I'm more comfortable with the barrel. Most runners can do the machine gun ammo, but I personally am a big fan of the barrel. Come on, barrel. There we go. So the barrel gets you much higher, provided it actually cooperates, which it should right here. And I messed it up. Oh no, barrel, don't do this to me. Barrel, cooperate, please. There you go. Stop moving, barrel. Stop moving. Okay, I'm going to save it on top of the barrel again so I don't have to worry about my position. And we're going to do another fling. Or not. Another fling. Let's tell me how to say that. A fling. There we go. 2 more flings. There we go. Okay, I'm up. And I can just pull it up in my face. Walk down. And I'm going to jump through this entire thing right now. Whee! And now I just deposit the EMP and drop down. And I want to die once again because this is going to put me back to the early part of the game. There we go. And we've activated the EMP now, and now we can raid Andrew Ryan's defenses. Not bad. And we're going to keep progressing through here. I'm not the biggest fan of right here because these guys are going to try botting me just a little bit. And I don't want them doing that. They'll kind of just body block me. They're going to be fat shaming me. I don't want to be fat shamed by these guys. I'm a proud 4-year-old and I'm not going to be fat shamed. Also, fun fact, the main character of BioShock 1 is only 4 years old. If you didn't know, now you do. And by the way, yes, all this action is done by a 4-year-old. And also, we're hitting the best part of the game. I know you guys have been waiting for it, the Andrew Ryan dialogue. I know how much all of you love the Would You Kindly speech. It's the highlight of BioShock, in all honesty. It's one of the best parts as well. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to skip all of that because it's an 8-minute long dialogue I don't want to listen to. So we're going to play All That Matters to Me and walk out of here. By playing this tape, I'm going to save the checkpoint of that door. There's an invisible wall here, so I'm going to have to jump it. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go here. Oh, come on. Don't bully me, door. Go here. Go here. And then we jump the invisible wall. And then I go up here. And since we jumped the invisible wall, now we can go over here. And I'm going to load back to Ecdycis in a moment, but I want to do something in particular. This is a 2-part skip. So I'm grabbing all this ammo, and I have to play the Germans once again. After playing the Germans, I'll go here. All That Matters to Me. Open the door. And now we have Andrew Ryan. Guys, this is the big reveal of the game, the big twist. What are we going to do? This is the big twist. The assassin. The assassin goes back to Ecdycis, because we need to go back to Ecdycis. Why wouldn't we want to go back here? So I've just worked all the way back to the previous level. If you remember, this is where we're getting shot at by all those big, bad, mean turrets. They'll probably fire me in a moment. But what I just did is I started the first half of Would You Kindly, because this is a 2-part speech. The first half is he kind of introduces you. The second part's the big reveal, but I'm going to be skipping that as well. If you remember earlier, we can use saving and loading to just skip certain cutscenes, and we're going to do that once again. But this time it's going to be a bit unique, because Andrew Ryan's not a stupid man. he doesn't want us leaving. He has no insistence of us leaving, so he locked the door behind us when we entered the room. But he didn't expect us to teleport through the wall. Although that means we're not able to return. We're going to go Vietnam style on him, and we're going to use napalm. Here we go. There's a wall here, and I'm going to hop it. We have another one, the Bill Cosby flings. Here's what we do. We're going to leap, save the game, and here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go up. Oh, that was close. I almost had it. This is a good zone. Just a little bit more speed. And we got it. And I'm going to do this. Save the game. Save it. And we're going to load it. Saving and loading messes up the game because normally it wants to lock you in areas, but it's not going to be able to because now we can just run away. Hey, Andrew Ryan.
Would you kindly?
Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase. Also, we're going to put in a DVD and watch an awesome movie.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get
It's really just our hands and would you kindly.
Would you kindly find
Also, I want you all to know right now, Andrew Ryan doesn't die during the speedrun. We're not going to kill him. Why would you want to kill Andrew Ryan? He's one of the best characters in gaming. He's Ayn Rand in human form. I mean, I suppose Ayn Rand was... Oh, come on. Play the tape. I suppose Ayn Rand was also human, but I could be wrong. And look, there's our buddy Andrew Ryan. Hello! He'll just be chilling here. You know, we'll get a picture of him. Hi, friend. We got a nice picture of Andrew Ryan because we want to prove he exists. He's like the Easter Bunny. He's like Santa Claus. He's like the Queen of England. We're not too sure. Anyway, that was RCC, which is the Rapture Control Center, and we skipped the entire Would You Kindly cutscene. And why would he want to kill him? I don't want to kill him. He wants to play golf, but, I mean, I don't want to play his type of golf. It's a bit too violent for me. Anyway, at this point in the game, we no longer have Andrew Ryan around. He is just going to be chilling in his area. And now we have the second half of the game. And the second half of the game is going against Fontaine. I'm not going to spoil too much of the story, because if you've never played this, the story is one of the biggest parts. And luckily, a lot of the speedruns I end up doing don't really spoil the story. Fontaine, he's going to talk about our little ones, but I'm going to talk about the Germans instead every time. So we're going to keep playing this tape. Again, we're going to be hearing about the Germans a lot. So I'm going to steal her candy. What are you going to do about it, huh? I'm going to kick over the bear's hat. I'm going to just mess with her stuff. See, I'm going to take all her stuff. I need her to move, so we're waiting. Come on, honey. The little sister's going to be very important later. I'm actually making a little sister emote because there are absolute thorns in my side, and I've killed a lot of my runs. Let's hope they cooperate. Also, they're playing craps for some reason and gambling hopscotch. They know how to party. And I'm going to play Mario here. Bing, bing, wahoo, guys. Oh, come on. Can I land on her head? Bing, bing, wahoo. I did it. I Goomba stomped, and I'm going to pop on your head. I want to become the king. Come on. Let me up. Let me on your skull. Come on, honey. I don't have time for that. Here we go. And now we're back up. But this is the part of the game where Fontaine has more control than we think he does. So we're going to have to cure ourselves before going to the rest of the game. So these are mandatory chapters. This chapter, so you guys remember how I skipped massive dialogue with the Hephaestus warp that brought me back to the level and skipped the first part of the Andrew Ryan cutscene? I'm going to do that again, but not because I want to skip a cutscene, because I'm lazy and I don't want to walk. I'm an American man. I don't want to walk back. Only moving forward from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the cameras because I don't want them seeing what I'm doing here. No cameras allowed, guys. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to run backward like we did earlier. And I'm going to prolong the dialogue here. As I mentioned earlier, story-driven dialogue prolongs events like loading the other levels. So I'm going to play the dialogue that says, "Say hi to Ryan." And this is the absolute longest dialogue in this game. I'm also going to get a sweet crossbow and nail this guy in the head. I missed all of my shots. I nailed them in the nuts. There you go. We're good. But yes, this is the longest dialogue in the game, and it will give us enough time to do everything we need to do. We can also chain the dialogues in the game, and it will keep us from deloading the area. Also, I don't know how she lived a crossbow to the elbow. If I'd ever taken an arrow to the elbow, I'm pretty sure I would be dead. I really don't know. Also, you guys were wondering, the glitch with the rapid firing works with any weapon that has reloading. So it could work with the crossbow, it could work with a lot. Alright, we're going to learn about Suchong, and this is actually one of the riskiest tape plays in the game. I have to play that, and then I have to play this one. If I don't do exactly that, I deload the level, and I ruin the entire trick. So now we know about the Lot 192, which is Mind Control Serum. They are blowing each other up, and the code is 12345 as always. It's actually 5744. It's always the same. Some codes are random, some codes are not. This is not one of them. And now we can go up to Tenenbaum's apartment, because we want to party. She has some wine coolers up there. I'm bringing some Fireball. We're gonna party. And maybe she'll tell me a little bit more about the Germans.
I just told your brain to tell you.
We need to take out this camera, because if it sees us, I can choke this entire run. That's the most important camera to kill, because it will lock the door for 60 seconds. Also, I really wish Fontaine could tell my brain to tell my heart to stop beating, but oh well. Anyway, I'm going to deload it right now once we get next to the store, and we're just going to grab the Lot 192, and this chapter will be done. Run through, grab the Lot 192, and the napalm. And there we go. And now we're making our way over to Apollo Square. Actually, I'm going to heal up just in case. I don't want to risk anything here. Apollo Square is probably one of my favorite levels in the entire game, because it deals with a Lot 192. And Lot 192, the first half of it, it cures you, but what it also ends up doing is it gives you random plasmids. Personally, I would absolutely love it if we had an entire randomizer of plasmids throughout the game, where every like 20 seconds or so, or every 30 seconds would give you a random plasmid. Like, if you guys are wondering my favorite plasmid, by the way, it's the one with all the bugs. I want to say it's called the Swarm. Like, I absolutely love the Swarm. But I want to actually get shot of it, so let's pick a fight. Murder the camera, and they're not shooting me nearly enough. Maybe I can burn myself a bit, maybe. I cannot. I'll place the target dummy because it's funny, and I do want to try taking some damage if I can. I want to have lower health. In a lot of these areas of depth warping, you want to have as low health as possible. So I need them to attack me. And I'll do another one right here by getting the turret to shoot this guy. Thank you. And that's a good way of lowering my health right there. And it's also removing the invulnerability from later, because I'm going to be a little bit invulnerable. I got the Lot 182, and I'm going to jump up here so I can kill myself in a very specific fashion. And I want to die here, because instead of having to warp all the way back like I can just go almost immediately with 0 downtime. And it's a very minor time save, but it allows us to set men on fire just a bit faster. Now, if you want to warm a man's heart, set him on fire. See, if there's any ladies in the chat, I just gave you a tip. You have your high school crush, you have that dude you're pining over, set him on fire. Really, it's a good answer for a lot of things. And I'm going to save the game one more time because I have a bit of a risky jump. It's not overtly hard. It just, you could potentially soft lock the game if you're not careful. So I'm going to save it right here. And instead of taking the elevator like a pleb, I'm going to take the fast elevator and just drop down like this. Because I don't want to, I already beat the elevator. I can take it, or I can just drop down. And this guy just dies immediately from napalm poisoning. And now we get to go to Point Prometheus. This is probably my favorite trick in the game, by the way. You guys might like it as much as I do. If I suck, you're going to laugh. If I don't suck, you're not going to understand it. This trick is called Last Chance Kid. And really, it's my last chance to get a PB normally. I'm not going to be able to PB this because I've already messed up enough. Mainly during, medical. But this is Last Chance Kid. And I'll have some time to heal up. I'll have some time to do everything here. I have my grenades. I want to load them up because I don't like getting shot at. And that will happen later on. But now's a good time to load everything up. There we go. Actually, I have armor-piercing rounds. There you go. And normally this level is a very long gathering quest. You have to gather the Big Daddy parts. You have to gather everything in the game in order to make it over to the Proving Grounds, which has the Little Sisters. We need to become Big Daddy. Now, I'm already a Big Daddy. I don't know about you guys. If you never see me, they call me Mr. E. Yeah, because the name's Ecdycis, and, you know, there's an E in my name. But I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to stare right here. Oh, come on, right there. This has been an awkward setup. Right here. I'm going to move over a bit here. I'm going to save the game and move forward. And this is Last Chance Kid. Let's see if I get it.
Last chance, kid.
I might have gotten it. Let's see. No, there. All right. We're going to find out very soon why it's called Last Chance Kid.
Last chance, kid.
Okay, this might be the one. Okay, 2 attempts. That's actually really good. That's very good. I've had times where I've heard that probably 16 times in a row. Boom. And that was Last Chance Kid. And if you can kind of tell there why it's called Last Chance Kid, because the more you mess up, the more you hear Last Chance Kid. I'm also going to do some manipulation, and I'm going to teach you guys some sex ed. See, if you're a man, you bang on a hole, a child comes out. And that's how you have children. I'm also going to manipulate the children to run faster by doing this. By running right here, she's going to be running the entire time. So, that was only my last chance. It was actually this was the second chance, I'd say. If I did the manipulation right, she'll keep running. Normally I like getting the darker haired little sisters because I feel like they're kinder to me. But the blondes are always, icy blondes always have a thing of getting back at me. Let's just hope she cooperates. If she doesn't, we're in for a long ride. If not, I'm gonna buy her a candy bar. She's doing it! She's running! I'm so proud of you, honey. Look at her. She's running. She's the Usain Bolts of 10-year-old girls. Alright, anyway though, this entire section is dependent on the little sisters running. If they're not fast, I'm not fast. This is an escort mission all the way through. There's little things I can do to speed it up, like fast enemy fights and just brutally murdering this man right here. Oh, come on. Did I miss him entirely? I did. I want to take his body, and I want to use the other bodies to kill it. She's just chilling on the ceiling. I don't want that, and now they're dead. And she's gonna be talking about angels dancing. I don't know about you, but they're dancing, as you'll hear later on. Also, she's probably going to call me a slowpoke, and I think all of you will enjoy this. Anyway, it's time to fight. They're going to spawn on the right and the left, and normally they spawn on... They're more likely to spawn on whatever side you're not looking, but sometimes they can spawn all on one side. You want to make sure you double check on each side to make sure. Probably on this side, actually. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And each area ends once we get the spider splicer. So once we see the spider splicer, this area will be done for this one. They'll probably spawn over here, or over here, over here. There he is. Are you spider? Bloodhead. One more spider. Where's he at? There he is. Alright, we got the spider splicer on the next area. He's dancing, guys. And look at her go. She's running. I'm so proud of you, honey. You're not letting down this audience. You're being very kind to them. I'm making a little sister emote, by the way, if you guys are wondering, because they absolutely screw me all the time. If you guys are wondering, there's going to be another female AI who's going to mess with me tomorrow. They're very good at messing with me, I'll tell you that much. Also, I want to do this because I don't want them messing with me. I don't want them spawning from that side because it's inefficient. I want them spawning from this side because I can kill them all at once, very early on. So if they've spawned over here, I'm good. Wow, they already... Wow, two of them already spawned over there. That's unfortunate. That is super unfortunate. Wow, they're all spawning here. That's unlucky. I mean, I can still kill them, but it kind of ruins the little area I have here. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? You can't touch her. She's off limits. That's my little girl. Anyway, it actually wasn't that bad of a section, believe it or not. But that's mainly because I literally prepared. I expected them to walk into those proximity grenades. In addition, for some reason, the turrets sleep when anyone else walks past them. But if a little girl walks by any of the stuff, it immediately goes on the offensive. You know, you don't need to protect your stuff from bunny men who want your DNA. You don't need to protect it from big daddies who are having giant drills. You gotta protect it from the little girl who's just passing through, I suppose. Anyway, right now we'll see if she continues forward. Let's go. I'm gonna keep hopping. This is a good hop, by the way. Keep running, honey. Keep running, keep running. You don't want to eat a missile to the face. You don't like missiles. That's not cereal. That's not candy. Those are missiles. Again, they set up turrets for the little girl. For the actual splicers, Fontaine sleeps. For a little girl, that's some real stuff right there, guys. Anyway, we're going to have a fight where I'm just going to bash their skulls in with a security camera. And their own bodies. Can you hand me the body of your friend? That was slightly unfortunate because I guess they're... Did I lose that to gravity? What did I lose that to? I lost the momentum. I got an automatic hack tool. And also, I don't want this attacking me. If things attack... Oh, that's bad. Oh, she's running. That's good. Whenever things attack me, she wants me to defend her because I'm her big daddy. And, I mean, she doesn't really have a good method of defending herself quite yet. She's a little girl. She's 10. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure, what, a 25-year-old man can beat a 10-year-old girl in a fight in most days? Like, if you can prove me wrong, go for it. If you have footage of a 10-year-old girl beating up a 25-year-old man, I would love to see that. Please PM it to me. But if you don't, it's very likely you don't. And again, the turrets are fully active only when the 10-year-old girl is in front of it. And this area has 3 spawns, and I hate this area by far the most, because they can. I want them on the left. If they spawn in the middle, it's unlucky. Ooh, left spawn. If you spawn in the middle, they kind of just pop into frame, and then they leave almost immediately. It's on the left. This has been good so far. The level 3, oh, 4. When you see the spider splicer, we're good to go. That wasn't that bad. Lead head, one more. Where are they at? Sweet, that was a really good area, by the way. Extremely good area. And you can tell telekinesis is super overpowered. Like, we just can one-shot all of them with telekinesis in most cases. This lady's gonna get one shot. Boom. And I hope you guys like traps, because I'm gonna get a bunch of trap bolts here. And I'm gonna set a big trap for the Big Daddy. I'm gonna wait here. I'm gonna let her run forward. Come on, honey. I need you to be better than me. You're fast. I'm an old man whose legs can't barely move. I want her to open the doors, and I don't want her getting into a fight. She's my little girl. Do you really want me getting into a fight? Do you want to see her fighting a Big Daddy? I don't. But I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, let's start the fight. Alright, Big Daddy's dead. We're good. And that works because instead of having to worry, she's already over here. And that was a really good Big Daddy fight. That was textbook. That's the way we want to do the fight. If we went too early, the little sister would hide behind us and she wouldn't hit her checkpoints. So I had to make sure we did that. I'm also going to grab a bunch of ammo, and we are actually nearing the end of the game right now. This is the final area. If you couldn't tell, there's a lot of preparations. This speedrun is very action-paced, very quick. I'm going to give her a pet rock because she did a very good job here. Here you go, honey. Take your rock. I'll give her another one. Why not? Here, you can have 2 pet rocks. You earned it. You see, I'm not the best dad in the world. You can afford the pet rock, can't you? These things were a hit in the 80s. I want you to understand this, honey. They were a hit in the 80s.
Make sure you are ready.
Anyway, as I mentioned, we're a 4-year-old who currently enlisted 10-year-olds to help, and now we're going to beat up our Oscar statue of a stepdad. So let's go beat him up. I want to make sure everything I have is loaded up. We're going to be using proximity mines, and having the other ammo is convenient. Here we go. We don't absolutely need the other ammo, but just in case you mess up, it's nice to have. I'm mainly going to be using the proximity grenades. Also, I do want to make a note right now, the run will be ending momentarily. It'll end on the 4th syringe in Fontaine's chest. When I first did this game, in this run, I hated this boss fight. I thought it was very bad, but as a speedrun, it's so much fun. And the reason why is we use a pattern. So, there's a few ways of doing it. I'm going to do the 3-3 and then a load on him. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to take a needle to the Oscar statue. We're going to take down the Oscars, and that's 1. Count him with me. He's going to immediately blow up. We're going to do that again, because that did a lot of damage to him. Here's 2. And the run will end in a moment. We'll have 3 in a moment. I want to swap over my grenade launchers. Full ammo. And we have to unload on her now. And this is going to be the final hits. The final hits, once you get the syringe in him, it'll be time. That was really good, in fact. That was extremely good. And time. And that is BioShock. Also, her candy was a rock. It's rock candy, my friend. And now we get to see the Oscar statue get his comeuppance. I'll let the ending play out as well, because I think this game absolutely deserves it. I know we have time.
What you was capable of.
Even that life you thought you had was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head.
You don't call that family?
And don't worry, since we gave him the pet rock and the rock candy, the little girls will come back to help us out. And they're just going to destroy Fontaine. They're going to start just inserting syringes in him. I'm pretty sure somebody enjoys it. Exactly. But I do want to say right now that this has been BioShock. We'll let the ending play out as well, and I'll give a little bit of a little talking. The BioShock running's pretty fun. Definitely check out all the guys. I know KPC, Jamaican Bacon, a lot of those guys helped me learn this game. There's a lot of guides. It's a very easy game to learn, and honestly, it's very easy to pick up. I'll let you guys enjoy the ending, and then I'll kind of just give the entire spiel of what I do here. And you refused it.
And you refused it.
I know all this dialogue. I can talk in little German accents. You gave them the one thing... something I don't remember.
You saved them.
We're gonna listen to German
Gave them the
Tenenbaum,
one
though.
thing that was stolen
There it
from
is, the one
me.
thing that was stolen from them. A chance.
A chance.
A chance to learn, a chance to
A
love,
chance to learn.
to live. To love,
To find love.
to live.
To live.
I want you all to know, by the way, so we adopted all these little girls, and we're a
But that's your
4-year-old.
reward.
We're a 4-year-old, and they were substantially younger than us. Like,
Never said.
we're canonically 4 years old. I'm not lying. We're 4 years old.
A family.
A family. Anyway, that was BioShock any percent. This game has a lot of cool categories and a lot of cool runners. I definitely recommend you check them out. I'm Ecdycis. If you wonder what I do exclusively horror speedruns. I got about 37 of them. I'll actually be back tomorrow doing a couple of games. I effectively have the horror block here, the spooky horror shooting block, so... That being said, if you did enjoy it, definitely make sure you shoot a follow, and definitely be sure to check out the next runner or runners. I'm pretty sure they found something to kill all the time, and we'll figure that out. But thank you again for watching. I hope you all have a great night. And I guess I'm good to